love takes over. When love takes over.
Hear you singing, ladies.
When love takes over. When love takes over. When love takes over. When love takes over. 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 When love takes over.
I am definitely coming back as a DJ. Funny story, I actually got tickets to go and see David Guetta. Singing Walk Kelly. But it was thingy in front of Rihanna.
Yeah.
And Sunderland were so crap at the Stadium of Light getting in that we missed it. We were still queuing outside. There was not the matter. So I ended up seeing freaking Rihanna, who I wasn't interested
So
in.
just so you know, I went and he was better than Rihanna.
I know. I was outside. I could hear how good he was.
Yeah.
I just so David Guetta is your perfect example of a man who's paid a shit ton of money for doing his bliss. He just stands there like a happy man going like this. And everyone's just jumping about. So yes.
Yeah, he was better than Rihanna.
It's a vibe, people. I love seeing how you're feeling. So we've got some people who are spooked. We've got some people who are happy. But some people just feeling all the feels. Feeling all the feels. You've made it to day 3. Well done. You're still here. Always a bonus. We haven't offended you enough that you didn't come back. Well done. Hardcore. And a few people I know said they couldn't make it tonight, but they're going to be catching it up. And then there's some people who couldn't make days 1 and 2 who were here live. So it's so good to see you. So good to see you. Are you ready for more spiritual bitch slapping and truth bombs? This is what we need to know. Like, how ready are you? On a 1 to 10, are you ready? Are you like a 10-10 or are you scared?
All in.
All in. 10. You see? 12. Love it, Beverly. I love it. And what was amazing this morning was as well seeing, because we explained this, is like when you are holding a lot of doubt and you spend a lot of time in your head and negative, like in victim energy, when you stop doing that, you leave more space, like bandwidth, for more good things to happen, because you're manifesting good stuff, because your energy's better, it's cleaner, right? And it was interesting seeing like Helen this morning, 3 discovery calls last night, summer message saying she'd had like an inquiry in just like completely out the blue. So you will look for signs of like, we had one this morning, didn't we? Like a very random, can we speak to you about it? So when you're in this energy and collective energy, we often say this to our masterminders and to all of our clients in our programs, is something happens when you go into program and you start saying yes to yourself. Things that you were like, how did that happen? Like the amount of times people say to me, you won't believe this. I'm like, I will. We will. We'll definitely believe it. Because things just happen. And I think it's just because you're in this collective energy, it raises your vibration. We'll be talking about that tonight, and about why that's so important. But it's just understanding that being part of this kind of development, when you make it non-negotiable, it has a halo effect in so many areas of your life. Okay.
And we had the elite call today as well, and some of the ladies on there have done self-doubt all out every time. But even though in general we teach the same, the topics are the same, we teach
universal principles are the same.
Yes, but we were just having a conversation about how, depending on where you are, the message lands differently. But what the elite ladies were saying is how we're delivering it feels different, and it's just because we've evolved over the times we've been doing it. And if you've come more than once, you've evolved. So the different messages land differently. You hear what you need to hear from this time, and it will be different from last time. So
loving Natalie's. Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, Natalie. I had a revolutionary day today. Oh, girlfriend, what a word. It's the 3rd time I've done this course. I can't believe how much I've actually taken in this time. I've watched day 1 again today. I feel so different and complete understanding. I get it this time. It's untrue. Right there.
That's what happens.
You can't, you just hear it and hear it and hear it. Like I always think Bob Proctor's a really good example. If you don't know Bob, like he passed away earlier, was it this year? Last year. And like he's been teaching the same stuff for like 60 years. And every time I hear it differently, and I see something in me differently. And I still listen to him every single week. So love that. I said to Rom today, if that builder can go and look at the house next week, and the builder came back and said he can go in next week, Beverly's messages going, oh my God, okay, I'm actually going to be moving to the Shetlands. I'm like, yes, it's going to happen. That's what happens. You say yes to yourself and the universe goes right back at you.
Love it. Right, do you want to get any of the
Yes, so
stuff-
some of the
stuff out of the way?
paraphernalia. Has anyone seen the socials today? I've sent some teasers out saying 2 sleeps. Yeah, so if you look at the stories, always look at the stories of behind the scenes. So some teasers out when saying 2 sleeps, something is coming. You'll be pleased to know for you guys, and I did a post about it saying the book is 2 on Friday, and we're going to be announcing something like it's like a landmark thing. There's nothing else like this out there, but you will know about it tomorrow night. We are going to break it here. Normally we break it in the soul system first, into the email community, the love letters. You are going to hear for it first. So we, like, literally, I'm bursting. Our whole team has been working around the clock. So Yvette's on. Who else is on from the team? I don't know if Victoria's on. Yeah, and Emma, like, they've been working. I'm not kidding. Like 5, 6 in the morning. Sometimes we're getting crazy ass messages till late at night to get this thing ready for us to share with you tomorrow
And
night.
Neil, we can't leave Neil behind.
Well, we can, but you know what I mean. Don't tell them. So yes, we're just very excited. So if you can be live tomorrow, brilliant. If you can't, just make sure you watch the replay first thing on Friday so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, can't say anymore. Don't change the subject because I'll start saying things. We are recording it. We'll sometimes use clippets of things like that. Normally we just use our view, but just clippets of things for when we're sharing things on socials. If you don't want to be on camera, we like to stay on camera because I like to see your faces. It's more fun for us, but we understand if you don't want to be.
Prizes.
Prizes. If
Prize
you
will get
haven't
announced
shared,
tomorrow.
yes, most of you are doing your homework. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed at the homework keeping up and soul work. Sorry, soul work. But make sure you've posted your I'm in banner, because if you've done all your soul work but you haven't posted the I'm in banner, you won't be able to win a one box a day with us or whatever else it is. I forget because my head's in something else. But there's loads of really good prizes worth thousands. Make sure you've read the criteria. They're all pinned in the featured. If you're brand new to the challenge, they're all in there. Please look, there's still time for you to be part of them.
So Sharon just saying I can't find the replays. In your Facebook group, at the top it says featured, and they're pinned at the top. So if you scroll along, there's our welcome video, and then there's another video, and then you'll see a gif of Freddie Mercury dressed as a woman hoovering. Look for that
page.
one. It's a housekeeping
But
page.
you should be getting it. We email it to you every single day when you're in the challenge, or 3 times a day. So if you're not getting our emails, there's an issue. Look in your trash. Yeah, I might not have seen it then, Joe. So if you've done that, if you just want to screenshot it in the Facebook group and just tag us or tag Yvette or someone in the team to make sure that they've clocked that you've done it. Okay.
Fab. Right. We're gonna have a prayer, some breathing.
Yes. Would you like a prayer or breath work? Do P or B in the thing?
I'm feeling like get the energy up.
Energy up.
It's the last.
Not relax, we're only halfway through.
I want to get the energy
Teaching
up.
tomorrow.
Get energy up.
Breath.
Oh,
breath.
right. So you want grounding? Right, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, outnumbered, Tara, I'm afraid.
Sorry.
Right.
We'll breathe at the front and pray at the end.
Let's get some breath work going then. Okay. Right, hands together. Close your eyes. Just press your thumbs into your sternum. Put them into heart pose or hands facing up. Either rest them on your knees or just in the air, but make sure that your legs are uncrossed so you're able to be open to get the energy. Take a nice long deep breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. And then out through your nose. Another deep breath in through your nose. And hold. And out through your nose. And then just continue taking lovely deep breaths in and out through your nose. And just relax as you do that. Just feel your jaw relax, your shoulders relax, your bum relax. Feel your bum melt into the chair, your legs. Just keep on relaxing. Let any tension slip away. Anything that's gone before, just melt away. As you breathe, I just want you to focus on the top of your head. This is where divine energy pours down into our head, to our body. So I want you to focus on the top of your head as you breathe. And just picture a beautiful golden light. That golden light is shining right at the top of your head. As you breathe in and out deeply, that golden light starts to pour down into your head, around your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your gums. Feel the beautiful healing light traveling down your body, your neck, into your chest area, down your arms. You can feel it vibrating in your hands as you press them together. It goes down through your stomach, your bum, down your legs. That beautiful golden light comes out of the soles of your feet, straight down into Mother Earth. So just breathe in and out that beautiful golden light, connecting you to your soul, connecting you to divine energy, to source energy. And it's rooting you down into Mother Earth, grounding you in this session. So just connect to that beautiful divine feminine energy. Just open ourselves up for any divine downloads that want to come while we're in this session. Give them permission as we tap into our creativity. As we just breathe and ground ourselves in this session, just with the knowing that we're exactly where we're meant to be. And whatever's meant to happen will happen. And if through the session we're ready to release or let go of anything that's not serving us, we'll give ourselves permission to do that. Again, just feel that beautiful golden energy pouring down through your head, right down your body, out the soles of your feet, connecting you, grounding you. Take another couple of breaths. And take another long, deep breath for me in through your nose. And hold. And out through your nose. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and open your eyes.
Thank you, sister. Ah, that's good. It's always good to get grounded. So, just do you want to do should we do journal questions? Yeah. So, just want you to share with us, like, what now do you feel ready to release? Given all of the soul work you did for the last 2 days, what are you now ready to release and leave in this session and not take forward with you from this point on?
Money story.
Don't get me started on money. When we literally start training on money, it's like my favorite thing.
I was just going to say as well, like, money isn't specifically covered here. We have lots of other trainings that are, but money is self-worth. So when we're wanting to release our money story, we're also wanting to work on our self-worth.
We covered that a lot in Selling with Certainty and Soul,
Yeah.
didn't we, as well?
Stress and tension, frustration, fear of judgment,
The mother
negativity,
wound.
past trauma, fear of love, mother wound, not feeling good enough, anger, resentment, grief, perception of others people's expectation, self-worth, lack of confidence. Good. Paralyzing fear. And parasinitis.
We will talk about that tonight.
Good.
Self-worth in many areas. And we're always working at it from both ends of the stick, right? We're always wanting to reduce, eliminate, eradicate, spend less time in the doubtful, negative limitations and scarcity and lack, whilst we build up the esteem, the belief, the worth. Yeah. We're always working so that you create more polarity on that stick. Again, I don't know what it was. Was it Ignite Your Purpose? I talk about the stick a lot.
Purpose,
Yeah. So I want to know, like, what is the one thing now that you are really, truly ready to transform? And I don't just want you to say self-confidence. Like, where are you ready for a shift? Like, what's the specific mindset block? Where are you ready to hit the fuck it button? I love what you're wearing, Fee. It's very
Chic.
it's very chic,
Chic.
zhuzhy kind of, like a little bit of
Bougie.
little shoulder action. Loving the sexiness. I believe that I'm in debt to Source for being happy and healthy.
Not in debt to Source.
Yeah. And you in like, we can't be in debt to Source. Like, it's infinite love. Like, it's just not, it just doesn't work that way. It's our all paradigms of feeling that there has to be sacrifice that creates that separation from you believing that you are Source, and to feel the emotion that comes through for you when you speak of that as well, Faye. You are it, and it loves you, and it is you, and you can't ever be in debt to it. I am seen, no more hiding. I love that, Kate. And I know that resonated with you when we did the prayer last night, wasn't it? Like the bit about like, I am seen, like I'm heard, I get to take up this space. When building my business and self-belief in that, great. So we're getting very specific about where we want to hone it. Because a lot of you will come in and go, I've got no confidence. I'm like, that's not true, right? When you tell your kid off, you're confident, like, you know, it's like, but it'll be specific pockets and areas of life. No more hiding. I really want to stop trying. I feel,
Fix people.
thank you, the need to fix people. Not having my identity based on what other people think. Good. We'll speak to that tonight as well. That I deserve the success I desire. And I want you to write this down, all of you. I already deserve the success I desire, even if I don't change a thing. I already deserve the success I desire, even if I don't change a thing. Because that is the truth. Source energy is not sitting there saying, well, when Shannon's thoughts are, you know, shenanigans out, or when Donna loses weight, or when, you know, when Cheryl's nice out of Graham, then I'll give them all the good stuff that they want. Like, it just doesn't work like that. It's our permission that we need. It's our limitations that we need to remove. Source energy does not have them. The universe just doesn't operate in that way. It has no restriction. Otherwise, the really shitty people wouldn't get rich. So mean people wouldn't have money. Knowing it's a transaction, I have what they need. Yeah. It's an energy exchange. That's how we, like, money is energy. It is neutral, like water. Exchange.
Please just saying, can you say it again? Which bit? Remember, we said we can't ever remember what we said.
I already deserve all of the success that I desire, even if I don't change a thing, or without changing a single thing. Yeah? Is that the bit you meant, Faye? Yeah. It's like, I am, like, in the now, in the universe, there's no past, present, like, there's no past or future. There is only now. There's only the divine now. This moment here is where all your power lies, because this is the energy that you're putting in the universe in this moment. So when you declare yourself worthy in this moment, then you are. Then so it is. That's why we say in the prayer, so it is. Yeah. And
Fabulous.
yeah. I just think Sharon's, and it's not acting as if, it's being as done. Acting, when you have imposter syndrome, which a lot of us have, pretending, it has
like wearing a
a
mask.
pretense.
Yeah.
So sometimes it actually aggravates your imposter. What Cheryl and I teach you, and again, like, we can't boil the ocean in these 5 days, but if you ask the girls in, especially like the mastermind where we get to coach them more one-on-one, it's about the embodiment. The embodiment is really important, which is being, not pretending. It's just a very, very subtle language. I totally know what you meant, but thank you for bringing that up. You will see me rant and rave on socials a lot about acting as if.
We're not fake it till you make it, girls, here.
No, we're fake it till you make it.
Pretending human-made disconnection.
Strangled me, yeah, 100%. Well, I did. I pretended. I put pretend and acting in with when me imposter syndrome literally had me on my knees, very broken. So,
right. So what about soul work? How did you feel doing your soul work? What did you notice? What did it bring up for you? Any aha moments? Anything you want to share?
there was a lot of aha moments, and And I'm just giving a call out to the people who are being honest about saying they're struggling and saying they've got resistance and saying they're finding it hard. And one person did message me, and I won't share who it is, but it's like, I'm like, that's normal. But she was saying, but everybody else is doing really well. They've got aha moments. No, they're not, they haven't. They're just the ones that you're noticing because that's what your imposter wants you to see. It's what your fear wants you to see. Like everybody, there isn't a right way to do this program. My third time, and it's so hard. Yeah. And the more awareness you have, sometimes like the more evolved you are, sometimes it gets harder.
You're digging deeper.
You're going layers and
Like you're
layers and
going-
layers. And
We always say it's like the next level, next level, next level, and you're going right down into the rubble, right at the bottom. So
and Tilly, so if you struggle to write the positive I ams, it's like just thinking about something you can get on board with. So for example, if you go like if you know like I'm not worthy, I think I said this the other night, but it's like if I say I'm not if I say I'm worthy, but you don't feel it, the feeling you have with the words is the most important thing. So you build up to it's like, I'm ready to feel better about who I am. I'm ready to start embracing myself, flaws and all. I am ready to become as confident on the inside as people see me on the outside. Like, and you can use things that build you into that state rather than it's I always say if you're broken in 100k debt and you say I'm a millionaire, you'll feel less like a millionaire and more like somebody in debt than ever before, because it will highlight the gap in between the two in your consciousness. Yeah. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. 100%. I'm 20 years in and I'm not sure if I'm still scratching the surface. Like I don't know, right? I keep finding out. Make myself so aware that I really talk crap in myself. Yeah.
And this is what happens. Sometimes we say, wouldn't it just be nice to just toddle along like blissfully unaware? And then you start to do the work and you lift the lid off. And then once you become conscious aware of it, you can't stuff it back in. It's there, right in front of you, slap bang here. So it's like, now I got to face it, which is what feels uncomfortable. Rather, we don't want to go back to like we used to do, took it away in a box and then it was just like there and we unlocked it if we wanted to. We're bringing it out round here so that you can face into it and start to work through it.
The fact that you're aware that you do it now is a win. Before you just think, well, it's like who I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm just riddled with self-doubt. Like I'm just riddled with like I just don't have self-esteem. You take that as your I am. Like remember, you always have a goal. Like not having a goal, like having a goal of constantly criticizing yourself, it's still a goal, even if you're not aware of it. Yeah.
I love all of these comments. It's like, it's good, like, because the first step is becoming aware. And promise you, like we promised you last night, it gets easier. It will get easier. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
You can read Amy's aha moment. I believe I'm responsible. I've believed I'm responsible for convincing others rather than it being mutually rewarding exchange. 100%. Like I say this all the time. If people ever come on a call with me about programs and stuff, I always say that I don't even entertain the word sales call. It's a conversation, because I can't possibly give you something that you don't want. Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, so in any of this business, like tomorrow, I will share with you how you can work with us again. Because my assumption is you want to in some form or another, whether that's in our free community or you're in the mastermind or you want a one-to-one or you want to come to a chateau or you just want to feel like that's still our community, right? I've got no attachment to how you choose to do that. You're a grown-ass woman, you'll pick which way works for you, but it's my job to let you know what those options are. Typical example, went to the doctors to get my bloods done because I don't know, my perimenopausal, I'm a menopausal. She's like, you're 49, you're in one of the camps. I'm like, all right, bitch. But it's like, I'm like, well, give me the information. She's like, well, we can just give you this. We can just give you that. I'm like, well, how can you give me that? You don't know the data. You don't know the information. She's like, well, I know you probably are. When you come to us, we want to understand where you're at and we'll tell you the pro. That's why we'll say this is great for you if this is what you want. This will work for you. Yeah, if this is what you want. Because you have to know what somebody wants. You have to know what you want. Your job is to get clear on that. Our job is sometimes to help you. So if you're in a business or if you have got a job or if you know, like one of our clients today has had a massive promotion announced, like she hasn't sold herself into that job. She's stood in her power. She's been very clear what she's excellent at and she's got the job. It's very different. This selling yourself thing. No. Okay. Rant over.
You doing?
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't let me pray at the beginning. You get a sermon.
Where did that even come from? Like, what were we
Somebody said
talking
that I
about?
feel like uncomfortable with the exchange.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to stick what I'm meant to be talking about, because last night I came off the call and I was like, I don't even know what I was talking about.
Hang fire. Could we do a midweek check on the score?
What's at the end normally?
Oh, is it? All right,
Yeah.
okay, go.
Stick to the notes, love.
I don't even read them. I literally
Exactly.
sit down here about a minute before you all come on, like, what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I go, oh, I'll just read them as you're saying your bits, and I'm like that.
I mean, they're all nicely printed out for us
I
and
just
stuff. I'm
know
like,
we're talking about judgment now, so we're good. Okay. So, and this was so interesting because today on the elite call, this was like such a huge topic for all of us, that we were talking about different levels of judgment. The first thing is, we spend hours and hours and hours and hours of our lives trying to work out what other people think of us. Trying to be mind readers. Oh, Donna's pulling that face again. Oh God, she's just thought what I've said like was really stupid. Oh God, Donna's this, that, and the other. Oh, that must mean that she's not very happy about X, Y, and Z. Oh God, Graham's just like looked at us like that. Oh, you know, and we literally, how many, like, hands up, how many hours do we spend trying to work out from a look, from a something someone
an
says,
eyebrow.
and we literally form this whole story in our heads about what they think about us, and we spend lots and lots and lots of energy, too many hours. Yeah. My mum used to say, what will people say? Yeah, a fear of judgment.
Yeah.
And the thing is with this, unless you went round to every single person every time you thought that they were judging you and asked them if they were, you're never ever really going to know the answer, ever, right? And all it does is send you into a spin, because then you're not focusing on the things that you want to focus on to drive your life forward, because you're too busy down this rabbit hole of what somebody looked at you the wrong way, and that somebody at work said this, and what you then think that that means. Before you know it, you're back down into your limiting beliefs in that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and we're like, go, okay? How many people do that? Yeah. So the first thing is, what about if you spend that energy that you waste worrying about what other people think, and actually invested it into moving forward towards what you think of you and your confidence and your goals, and what will actually drive you forward in life? Because you're never going to know the answer to what you think they think of you anyway. That's the first thing. Like, imagine all of the energy that you could actually have in your day if you were just not really picking up on what anyone else might think about you, and then focus on what you think, feel, and believe, and taking steps forward, right? You know, when we say we haven't got time, oh, I can't do that, I haven't got time, oh no, I'm too busy, haven't got time, sitting going with our head. Like, imagine how much time that we're wasting doing this. I would be J-Lo swinging the phone. Exactly. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, around judgment, is when we go, oh well, I wouldn't be able to go and do that because somebody just said that, what will people say? Or I can't like go and do a live because people think I'm not qualified. Or, oh, I couldn't possibly, you know, go and launch that business because everyone will be thinking like, who is she to do this? She's from a council estate, yada, yada, yada. Again, we spend a lot of time holding ourselves back, afraid to become visible, afraid to be seen, afraid to take the inspired action that we want to take from a place of confidence, because we perceive that others are going to judge us. Yeah? Can I get a hands up, nod to the head if you do that? Newsflash. Some of our clients will already know this. When you think that somebody else is going to judge you, it's a projection. You're projecting out what they might think of you, because somewhere within you, within your rubble, within your limiting belief system, that's back here in your subconscious mind, that's what you think. Whenever you perceive somebody's going to judge you about X, Y, or Z, it's because you are judging you about X, Y, or Z. So the other thing is we've got to get good at, oh, I'm doing that thing. I'm thinking Donna's going to think I'm round the bend if I make that decision. Then it's like, it's not really about Donna, what Donna thinks. It's about, because I'm questioning myself about this decision I'm about to make. So I get to go, I need to sit with this. Where's this coming from? I'm feeling judgment within myself. Does that make sense? And we do it so often. Like it comes up, so I couldn't do that because so and so will say this, or my mum or my brother or my dad or my work colleague or my friend, they'll all think this, that, and the other. It honestly, remember what we said yesterday? You're only aware of we're not aware of 95% of your thoughts. So all of this perceived judgment going chudder, chudder, chudder when we're driving the car 70 mile an hour back with the
Mask on, no
with the
mirrors.
blindfold on. So this is about awareness again. We want you to become aware. Firstly, there is no point wasting time and energy wondering what other people think of you, because you're never going to know the answer. We want you to direct that attention into yourself to strengthen what you believe and think and feel about yourself so that you can use that time to progress forward. And we want you to stop wasting time going, oh, I can't do that because so-and-so will think this, that, and the other, and realize that you're projecting out because there's something in you that just needs a bit of a light shown on it, to have a little bit of attention, to go, oh, it's that thing again. Oh, it's coming from that. No, I'm not good enough. Right, okay, let's get to work on my I am affirmations. Cancel, 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 delete. Does that make sense?
It's really interesting as well, because if any of you have read like the top 5 regrets of the dying, have anybody read that? It's like a fascinating book about a lady who, she wrote a blog about it and it became a New York Times bestseller, but she cared for people who were passing away, and that was one of the top 5. Like, I didn't do what I wanted to do in my life because I was worried that what other people would think about it. Can you imagine you die tomorrow, God forbid, and you hadn't done what you wanted to do, and you hadn't lived your life, you'd lived the life you think other people want you to live because you didn't quite feel confident enough. You were a bit worried what other people would think about you. Because one day that will be all of us. One day that will be us.
And this, this judgment is a work in progress. We all judge. We all judge other people. We all perceive judgment, but it's something that we want you to get really conscious about. Really conscious about where you're into. It's just a waste of energy. And remember, I think you said it yesterday. Attention goes where energy flows, or the other way around. But it's like just your goals and your dreams are here, and you want to achieve that, and then you're back over here, coming from fear-based pain, limiting beliefs, like with a head whirring round off our shoulders, instead of just going, right, okay, what's going on here? With the judgment in here. Let's see what's going on so I can start to work on it and make myself more confident, more self-assured. So you get to the space. So I talked a little bit about this, but because I grew up being mixed race in Sunderland, was like the only brown girl in the village kind of thing. Went to a comprehensive school. There was me, Mr. Morgan, who was mixed race, and then Zoe, who joined the school. When I got to my comprehensive school, I changed completely as a person because I wanted to fit in. My number one thing was making sure that nobody mentioned that I had a different colour of skin. So I left school with 1 GCSE. I was always like the class clown. I was just doing anything I could for fear of perceived judgment, for being judged for the colour of my skin. Nobody ever said anything to us. Probably because I looked like I was going to kill them. But that's another story. That was where the scary armour came from. But nobody ever said anything to us. But I got this story in my head that I was different, that I was going to be judged. So therefore, I then behaved, messed the whole of my school academia up because of it, because I wanted to fit in. Now, and this started to happen to me when I was in my 30s, when I did my NLP qualifications. Most of the time, I can genuinely say, don't care what people think. It's nice if they think nice, and if they don't, they don't. But I don't really invest a lot of energies unless I get triggered, which again I sometimes do with not good enough, mainly around parenting. But it's on the whole, if I can go from being like that to being like this now, where it's just kind of floats over, whatever, water off a duck's back. It's like, you do you, boo, and I'll do me, and I'll just work on myself. It is possible for you, wherever you are at now, and however you're feeling about this conversation, it can be changed.
And
And it takes work.
sorry, sweetie, but the thing is as well, like, even just from a very pragmatic point of view, if I am looking at you and thinking, Jesus Christ, you look like dog shit today, what can Cheryl do about that? She can't change what I'm thinking. Like, worst case scenario, if somebody is literally looking at you, thinking the thing you don't want to think, which 99% of the time they're not, they're too busy in their own head with their own imposter
I just
syndrome.
look at the mirror and go,
But-
God, I look really hot today.
Like, control the controllables. You can't change what they're thinking. So if you can't change it, why are you spending time on it?
And this is exactly what we were talking about today on the elite call, wasn't it, girls? We had a few different examples of judgment, actual spoken judgment, even
Yeah.
coming from people. But we worked through that. You do you, boo. That's your stuff. That's projection. And I'll stay in my lane and work on myself and my own beliefs and work
Yeah.
towards my goal and focus my energy here.
If you are judging yourself, if you're saying, God, I was shit, I did that terribly yesterday, I went on that live, I cooked it up, I didn't get my points across, I didn't do this. Nobody knows that because you didn't tell them in advance, these are the 10 things I'm going to say, right? No. But can you change what you did yesterday? If you're stressed about the interview or the live or the hard conversation you're going to have next week, can you change that in this moment? The only thing you can change is mentally rehearsing it for it to be the way you want it to be. Anything outside of this moment, outside of this breath, you do not have control of. And I hate to break it to you because I know you're all control freaks. I see it. Put your hand up. I see you.
Used to be a control freak.
But you just don't control it. All you're doing is stressing yourself out, quite frankly, and giving yourself wrinkles.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much Botox can do, bitches. So, like, just stop, like, giving yourself unnecessary Botox costs.
It's expensive.
It's expensive shit.
So where are you judging yourself? Where are you fearing that other people are judging you? Like, where do you get mainly triggered around judgment? Like, what's coming through when we're talking through this? I know there's loads of different comments, but like, where are you spending an amount of time wasting energy perceiving what other people think about you, or thinking that they're judging you? Like, where is it coming up for you most in your life? I'm very dry mouth. I clearly haven't drank enough water today on my detox.
I drank so much water. I'm literally pissing like a racehorse. Andrew said that the day before he passed away. We always say transitioned as well, because we believe we're just moving from one state to another, that, we shouldn't waste time.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, right? Somebody asked me something there before, Amy. Did you two get on when you first met each other with your imposter syndrome? Yeah, 100%. We really did. But I was just scared as shit. Like I said, she sort of strutted across the calling floor in the office. We had like 3 floors. And I was like, Jesus Christ, the woman's got more confidence than I've ever seen him. And she didn't. But that was the outward, so I was just I was just like a little bit intimidated.
It came from school, or the story I've just told you about the identity that I took on about this hard girl. So nobody mentioned I was different colour. Went into me corporate life, into me like 20s and 30s, until I realised and became aware of that's what I was doing. And then decided to show them all nice, chilled out side of me.
My conversation with Cheryl as a line manager at one point was, I don't understand like what this thing is that everybody else is saying, because your employee engagement scores are like, nobody wants to speak to you because you're scary as fuck. And it was this persona was what people were saying. I was like,
the small girl at school who didn't nobody wanted to mention the fact that she was brown.
Like, you as your authentic self is the best leader I can ask for. I'm paying for her. I'd like to see more of her, please.
I was like that.
And that was just like a huge turning point for you in a leadership. It was massive.
90% work time worrying about boyfriend who has mood swings, struggle to fix him. Yeah, so you're then perceiving the judgment and things in that situation, okay? Being criticised. And that comes back to boundaries, again, like a completely different subject, and things that, again, we're talking about today. But when you get to work on, we're not going to go over it now, but when you get to work really hard on your boundaries and feel assured in yourself, it does get easier.
Judging yourself for your weight, for PTSD, but like
criticised.
People think, well, if I work on that and if I lose weight, then I'll like myself. Like, your challenge is to love yourself now. Your challenge is to accept yourself now. Your challenge is to understand that all of your quirks and your spiciness and your, like, that all makes you. Like, you wouldn't be you without it. And God doesn't make anything an imperfection. The universe doesn't create anything an imperfection. Your perception of yourself is the thing that is required to shift.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, you deserve the success that you desire exactly as you are right now. You are already perfect. And you get to be a work in progress, but from a space of expansion, evolution, awakening, not trying to fix something. You're not broken.
I've got to judge myself most rather than what others think about me. Yes, and that comes back to again what we were teaching yesterday, just about changing your thoughts and your beliefs about yourself. This is where the work starts. That's why it always comes back to the same thing: your identity, and starting to reprogram your subconscious mind. Panic when things go right. Then we start upper limiting, then we start looking for the next thing to go wrong because we're not used to everything going right and feeling happy all of the time, because our fear thinks it's unknown. So it's like, oh, this feels unsafe, even though you're really happy.
And this is
Good.
like Kat saying, like, you can lose weight and then still be the same person. And in other programs, we go into much more depth with you, because identity imprinting and shifting is the biggie, right? Like, in a challenge like this, there's so much we can tell you and teach you, but actually shifting the identity of who you see yourself as is what is required. And we're teaching you some of that, but that's ongoing work. So when we started our business, I was a corporate girl. I was a corporate leader. If you ask me what I did, I ran large scale operations. I did people transformation, right? I wasn't an entrepreneur. I didn't call myself a coach. It's just not something I would have ever like called myself. I wouldn't call myself an online business this. I wouldn't call myself, like, I wasn't that person. So how can I then have confidence that I'm being this person? How can I have confidence when we're starting the business up? And I'm like, well, yesterday I was a consultant, and today I'm this, and I'm starting a business. Yeah. So if I didn't have the confidence, how did we then start a business? Turn over $1 million in the first 4 years, just less. I don't know what it was. Write a best-selling book. How do we write a best-selling book when we weren't confident as authors? Yeah. And this is how you create unstoppable confidence, because confidence is a state of being. You all have confidence. Like, I'm not confident enough. It's over there somewhere. I'm not confident. Cheryl's confident, and Mel looks confident, and that one looks confident. They have confidence. They've all been born. God bless them with a magic spell before they're shot out of the womb with this confidence, this thing that you like. They've got confidence. Look at the confidence. She's confident, isn't she? She's big for a boots, mind. We often get who gets triggered by very confident women. Be honest.
She's a little bit over the
She's
top.
a bit,
Yeah, a little bit arrogant.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Very strong female leaders will often get triggered by. Somebody was talking about this in the group today. It used to trigger their shit out of me in corporate. If they were really confident women, I just used to call them aggressive. Like, they're aggressive. The men are ambitious, the women are aggressive. I labeled them that too. So we have confidence as this like mystical thing, like this, like some people have it and some people don't. Have you ever thought, I'm just not confident? Can't do it because I'm not confident. Love to write a book. Actually, I've written a book, but I just haven't told anyone about it or published it. It's just in like a file or in my drawer somewhere, because like I'm not confident enough to put it out there. Like, if I go to HR, will HR give me some confidence? Like, is there a box? Could Mel do a gift box with confidence in it and give it to me?
Would make a lot of money.
Mel, could we have like a gift box of confidence?
Would make a lot of money if I had that.
The first time who drives? Does anyone drive? Yeah. Does anyone walk? Can you all walk? Yeah. Well, you're really confident the first time you're trying to get off your fat arse in your nappy and stand up and walk. Like, did you manage to do it the first time? Like, did you just ace that, like, 9-month-old,
Start sprinting around in
stand
the
up,
living
start
room.
sprinting? Like, is that how it worked? The difference was when you started walking, you weren't asked about what other people thought about you. You have no self-concept when you're that. You just think everyone's there to like feed you, look after you, and give you love, generally speaking. You know what I mean? You're not sitting going, hang on a second, am I going to get this wrong and fall on my arse? You have no fear because you have no thought of any recrimination. You're not second guessing going, I think your parents are looking at us thinking, we're a right knob job because I tried this yesterday and I fell flat on my arse, screamed a bit. Doesn't happen. When you first learned to drive, did you get in a car, know all the gears or the stick, whatever it is, and how did you get confident as a driver? Can all of you drive now and not even think about it? Yeah. Scarily so, I would imagine, whilst shouting at the kids, silently checking your phone, pretending nobody sees you, whilst eating a bagel because you're in a rush and didn't have time before you left for work, thinking about where you're going to get your Starbucks from. Yeah. You can all drive or do something the equivalent because it's already in the program on how to do that thing, on how to walk, on how to breathe, on how to drive is in your subconscious mind. It's already imprinted as part of your identity. If I started getting you to second guess whether or not you could walk properly, I could, by the way, but you would start to query it and you would start guessing, and yeah, because confidence is something you get from doing something. Like, and yet somehow when we get older, we get more scared of making a twat of ourselves, so we're less likely to do the things that look scary that we think we're going to get judged for, because we spend all our time thinking about what other people think. I mean, you all and we sit and think that people have got nothing better to do but sit and wait for us to do a live and cockle. It's like they're all sitting waiting, going, just going to make a right twat of myself here. I'm going to score it out of 10. Score it out of 10. Some people say to me, I would love to go jogging, but I can't. Like, I'm not, I need to lose weight to go jogging because I'll look stupid. Whenever I see someone jogging, I don't care what size I'm like, you frigging go, girl. Like, I want to like clap them. And if I didn't feel like I'd make them like a show of them, I would, because I'm so big. It's just amazing that the jog. Yeah. Confidence is a state of being. It's a way of thinking, just like thinking I'm hungry, just like thinking I'm tired, just like thinking your body's responding to your thoughts. So if you keep telling yourself you're not confident, what are you? What state of being are you creating with I'm not confident enough? I'm not confident enough. I would love to, but I haven't got the confidence. How many times have you told yourself over your lifetime that you're not confident enough to do something? Yeah. What would happen? Just play with me, people, if you just decided that you were. If you just said, you know what it is, I have got the confidence to do it. Christ knows I've mastered some of the most difficult things in life. I've managed to walk from rolling around on the floor. I managed to breathe, like the miracle of breath, and I don't even have to think about it. I can drive a car on a motorway at 70 or 80, sometimes more, miles an hour, while other things are hurtling past me on a ball of gas that's floating through the universe and isn't colliding into anything. Like, I've managed to master that and don't even think about it, and I can shout at the kids, but I can't press live and talk for 5 minutes about the thing that brings me joy. That's too scary. Really? Like, do you know the chances of you being here, like how many trillion to one it is that you don't get mangled every time you get in a bloody car? Or like, it's just like, it blows my mind, the minutiae of the things that we worry about compared to the scale of the things that we do every day and don't pay it any attention. Confidence is a state of being. You will be confident when you start informing yourself that you're confident enough. When you do the thing that scares you. Did everybody see the quote I posted the other day? Joseph Murray. The cave you most fear to enter is the one that holds a treasure that you seek. Because doing the thing that scares you the most will give you that confidence, breeds the confidence that you want. But you've got to start somewhere. You have to start overriding your initial programmed reaction, which at this point in time is, I don't have the confidence.
And the other point here is, we don't want you to look for other people to give you it. So remember, I was talking about in corporate how I used to like thrive on recognition. I thought it was my number one value at the time, but it wasn't. It was because I needed people to tell me how good I was, because I was trying to prove myself, because I didn't feel good enough. But I thought recognition was my top value.
Yeah.
And if I got a bit like what Simon was saying, if I then got criticised or whatever, I'd become defensive. I was relying on external validation to give me confidence. This is not that confidence.
No.
This is inner confidence that you develop yourself through your thoughts and your beliefs about how you feel about yourself. And then when somebody else adds to that and says, oh, we get great feedback, that was a great session, we go, oh, lovely, I'm so happy it's like transformed your life. But it's not like filling the void of confidence, because when you work that way, when you always want an external validation, it doesn't last long. It comes in, you get a little hit, and then it disappears and the void's there. Like, it's just like a never-ending well. You can't fill yourself up.
And and remember, this is all like what our mantra in life is, that we show women how to have clarity on the purpose, stand in the divine power, and claim the infinite prosperity, right? Are you in your power if you only feel good when somebody else tells you that you've done a good job and passed you on the head? No, right? When you rely on something else to tell you how you are doing, that is giving your power away, because that person can change their mind tomorrow. They can stop thinking that you're God's gift. How many of us have been in relationships and thought, well, the dog's bollocks, and then they piss off and do something with somebody else, and then we think we're dog shit? We're not the one that's the issue in that relationship, but our validation to some extent is like based on how they see us, and how we see ourselves is less important oftentimes. So when you have got, whether it's a boss or a job, or you're charging a certain amount in your company, or I'm like doing great because I've got like 10,000 followers, they could all go tomorrow, and then how will you feel? Right? Because you assign a certain meaning to what they're telling you. I'm worthy because they say so. Until you know so, like in your soul, no, and it can be taken away. And we teach you always to be completely independently fueled of how friggin' amazing you actually are, because you are. But I don't want you to believe that because I say it. I want you to believe it because you feel it.
Yeah.
From the depths of your soul.
And it starts with a decision. It starts with a decision to start to embrace and tell yourself and feel confident. It has to start in here.
In here, and here, and here, and like listening. Because if it felt like, do you feel good when you talk shit to yourself? Like, does it feel good in your body and your system? Then it's a lie. Anything that doesn't feel good in your system is your higher self, your divine intuition, the you that is greater than the you that you see in the mirror, telling you that that's a lie. It's not the truth. It doesn't make you feel good. Would you criticize a baby and go, oh, you'd be so pretty if your nose wasn't as big? You just, them rules there, like you'd be so much prettier if you didn't have, you would never criticize a child like that. Because they're beautiful and they're perfect and they came in perfect. And no matter what they are or how they appear in the world, they're already perfect. And you're still that kid, just grown up.
So question for you. Are you ready to declare confidence for yourself? You will only develop inner confidence when you're ready to declare it for yourself.
Calling it in.
Are you ready to declare confidence for yourself? It can only come from you.
It can only come from you. I declare confidence.
And remember, a thought that we repeat over and over becomes a belief. You have to program this into your identity so that you believe it to be true. So you're showing up and feeling confident in things that you attempt. Like, do Donna and I think, oh God, when we go and do some new things? Yes. But it's like, right, we're going to go and do it anyway. And then we feel confident doing it. And then it's the next thing and it's the next thing. It doesn't hold us back. We don't allow it to.
It's a choice. Remember last night we talked about choice? You exercising your choice power is you in your power.
Love all of these.
Yeah.
Good.
And remember, if you say I'm confident and you want to vomit, that's okay. But it's like, I am ready to feel confident. Like I am ready to feel as confident as I did when I was learning to walk. Like I'm ready to feel like that person is still you. Anything else is a lie. Every time we do it, it gives me goosebumps. I know. Just when you're like, I've spent my whole life thinking I haven't got it, but I never gave it to myself. I never gave myself permission to have it, to be it, to embody it.
Yeah. And it will change with daily practice. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Like you have to become radically committed every single day, particularly on a morning, of anchoring yourself into the correct state that you desire to be at, the vibration that you want to be vibrating at, Like when you're on these sessions, you're vibrating, right? You're coming off the calls, you've got people coming asking you for different things, all these things are happening because you're vibrating at a high vibration, frequency, okay? You have to get radically responsible to setting your energy every single day when you get up. Like back in the day when we worked in corporate, I'd roll out of bed, get my clothes on, go make some breakfast, legs in the car,
Come here,
get to
take
work,
Caleb to
come
nursery
here,
for
drop
us.
take Caleb in the nursery, leg it through the time tunnel, get to work. Like it just pick up my phone as soon as I wake up, be checking emails. Like that is not what we mean when we say set your energy. That's not the vibration that you want to be in. When you want to be in confident, knowing, trust, calling in, manifesting, creating the life that you desire. Our morning routine looks very different now, and it's evolved over the years with the work that we do. And it doesn't have to take 3 hours. It can. It doesn't have to take an hour. Mine takes exactly 2 hours, but it doesn't have to. But it can take 5, it can take 10 minutes. Because we go, oh, well, I would just love to have a morning routine, but I haven't got time. I'm too busy, blah, 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 blah. It could take 5 to 10 minutes, people. You getting into yourself like you do on these sessions, grounding in with yourself, setting your intentions, setting your energy. Who do I want to show up as today? I want to show up with my most confident self. I want to show up with knowing and faith and trust. We've got to get into the energy ourselves to then step out before the world gets to interact with us or see us, that we've got to get ourselves in. Because if we don't roll out of bed, the husband's there, the kids are there, the next thing we're screaming, we're having an argument about breakfast, we're shouting, going, oh, we're going to be late, yada, yada, yada. And then the day just goes.
You're in there and you're being their energy.
And then, yeah, you become their energy. And this is your responsibility. We can't blame, oh, well, I was in a good mood until, I spoke to Donna and then she said that. And then the next thing, it just knocked us down and the whole day went wrong. Like, we can't do that. Nobody else can set your energy. Nobody else can tell you or make you feel a certain way. We like to say that sometimes because we like to go into victim mode and blame someone else, so we don't have to take responsibility, but it's your responsibility. So you get to be radically committed to starting your morning and anchoring yourself into the vibration, the frequency that you desire to go in for the rest of the day. Do we get knocked out of it and something happens? Yes. But again, it's about, remember we talked about being aware, the thoughts are going wild, cancel, delete, get back to, oh no, my intention today was that I was going to be confident. Let's get back into that. We all have to be responsible for doing that. We've got to be radically committed to this because it takes a while to start to form new habits, new vibrations, so that you do start getting up and thinking, God, I feel really good on a morning now compared to how I used to feel, but it takes work. As the girls who work with us and have done over time will know this.
We do. It's one of the first things that we're working with. If you want to or in our groups, we always make sure there's a morning, evening routine. In the Real You program, we map it all out to tell you what the optimum is for your energy, so that you've got that to follow if you don't know. Because evenings, like, so important, right? Like, you are going to bed and consciousness is going to subside and your subconscious then gets to work and cleanse and everything. And if you're not then setting yourself up for that energetically, you are literally just leaving yourself wide open. Like, so much can be done with your energy when you're asleep.
Like simple things, like when I go to bed in the night and I shut my eyes and I'm transitioning into sleep, I start to think, right, so what am I grateful for today? What are my affirmations? Like I go to sleep with like nice thoughts in my head because, as Donna said, it accepts it. Then I wake up in the morning before I've opened my eyes. Gratitude, what am I grateful for? What's my affirmations? What's my intention for the day? Before I even open my eyes and get out of bed. It takes 2 minutes.
And this is the way the mind hack comes in, and we could talk to you all night about this because this is our jam. But it's like, when you're through the day and you're in the middle of the day and you're already up heightened stressed and you've had a setback because a client said no, or a big bill comes in or something, and then you're like, I'm powerful, I'm a creator, I'm powerful. You're doing it from a high stress beta brainwave. Your subconscious mind isn't even, like, it's not going to get there. When you're falling asleep and you're waking up, you go through different brainwave stages, and that's when it's very impressionable. That's how we can fast track beliefs, okay? With the repetition in a more relaxed brain state. That's why we set the processes out as we do in the for morning routines in the Real You. So it's just about, from wherever you are, anything you do to consciously generate your energy, on the day, on the morning, as you go through the day and before you go to bed, and getting radically committed to like your frequency, your vibration is your responsibility. If you choose to come out of it and respond to somebody because they cut you up in the car or they put red rugby socks in with the whitewash, let's not talk about that, or any of these things, like coming out of that vibration is a choice because you are the creator. You are in control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your beliefs. Nobody else. Really irritating because sometimes you just want to blame the husband, but a lot of the time it's just not their fault. Yeah. Good. So we want you to, we're going to give you your soul work now. Tomorrow night may go on a little longer, just to warn you, because we leave time for your questions and answers. So depending on how many questions and answers you've got might depend if it runs over. So that's just to kind of, we will fit what we need to share with you in the hour-ish. But then, like I said, we like to open it up to Q&A. It's like a VIP masterclass. So you get to come off and ask us some questions and we get to interact with you. It's way more fun, okay? We're kind of more on broadcast method when we're teaching on the first 3 nights. The next 2 nights are more fun. And Friday night, I hope you've all cleared Friday night for your diaries. Bring your wine, bring your fizz, put your lashes on if you want to. Like talking about when we talk about the celebrations over the week, it's very, very emotional.
And
I've yet to have one where I don't cry.
Oh no, I'm always in buckets.
I
Yeah,
know.
your box of tissues.
Yeah, bring tissues. I've actually put it in the reminder email, bring your tissues.
Yeah.
I was reading over it today, I was like, I forgot to remind me to bring the tissues.
Yeah.
So this is your soul work, and then I'm going to ask you a quick question before we jump
7
off.
p.m. Friday.
7, yeah, we'll just kept it at the same time all
so it doesn't
night.
get confused.
Same Zoom, same time. And normally we don't put the celebration on the housekeeping page, but we're going to this time. Okay. Right. So where are you going to commit now? This is your soul work, to stop judging yourself, and where are you judging other people, whether it's the mother-in-law, whether you're gossiping about somebody at the office, whether you're sick because somebody in your team hasn't done what they're supposed to. Like, where are you going to stop judging yourself and others? And then I want you to share with us in your soul work on the thread that's gone out what your top 3 strategies are that you're going to use to consciously create your positive energy, your positive vibration, your positive frequency. Like, what are 3 things that you're going to do? Like, prayer works for me. It gets me in a really good state of mind. Music works for me, and fresh air works for me. Like, what are your 3 things that you're going to commit to doing daily to make that happen? And then the last one is my favorite thing, and I love these. I still have saved, I kid you not, some of the ones from the very first challenge that we ever did. And you are going to do a stick version of you, a stick woman, stick person, stick man version of you. You know what I mean by a stick man? Yeah, just like literally like a basic man, stick some boobies on it. Cats was amazing. It makes me cry even now when I look at it. And around that, you are going to step into this confident you. Yeah. So you're going to write all of your I am statements of who you are as this confident woman. How do you feel? How do you look? How do you spend your time? What are you doing? Yeah. And put as much detail on it. So it could be like, I'm feeling good in my skin every day. I just jump up and like, you know, I'm always confident in my clothes. Always leaving people feeling like good about themselves. I'm more abundant than I've ever been. I'm loving my job. I'm now a business owner. I'm earning 6 figures or 7 figures or multi 8 figures in my business. Like what is it? Like, put all of the things on that drawing that are you as your confident self, your highest version of your confident self. We are calling her in. The reason I ask you to do this, I will tell you the mindset science, is your subconscious mind thinks better when it has an image to anchor to. Okay, so you just talking about it is lovely. When it has a visual, it recalls it much faster and imprints it much faster. This is mind hacking. Okay, so having something there that is your future self now, because she's now, that you write out and that will help you, and you can use it as part of your morning. I did this for when we first started the business up, like for about a year. I'm confident, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a writer, I'm a global
Fierce.
speaker, I'm Sasha Fierce. Yeah, like I was my version of Sasha Fierce. Like, you know, I earned more money than I did in corporate. Like all of them things went on. Yeah.
Can you repeat 2?
2 is you're going to put your top 3 strategies, so your top 3 daily things, whether it's mindset or physical things or whatever, you're going to do to create the positive energy.
Some of the girls have been holding their stick woman up from last year.
Oh, I love that.
Love it.
Keep hold of it. So you will use that, and you will show your consciousness it every single day, morning, night, whenever you want to. Has everyone got that? But I want you to post the picture. Don't bloody get in. I mean, some like they'll go, well, hers is better than mine. Jesus Christ, it's not a competition. We're not scoring you. You just frigging, it's for you. We just want to see it because it's part of your growth work, and we want to make sure you've done it. And if we say do it, and it doesn't matter if you send it to her, you won't. Right? So post it on the day 3 thread. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's not a competition.
Love that, Nikki. She's been on a call. Love, love, love. Do 2 calls that would change my future by the minute. Oh my God.
Queen core.
Love it.
So we're going to do a little sense check with you now, and I don't want you to overthink it. I want you just to say the first thing that comes in your head. Okay? And we're going to do it again on Friday. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, on Monday, we said to you, out of 10, what do you rate your self-doubt? 10 being like, I don't want to get out of bed, I want to hide under the covers because I think I'm crap at everything and I have no confidence again. 1 be, was that way
0
around?
just
Yeah.
being you haven't
0
got any,
was just,
we said why you're on
oh,
the
sorry.
challenge.
Did I do that wrong way around it?
No, 10 being like really loads of self-doubt, 0 being
I haven't got an issue. I
Yeah.
did it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first off, give us your score for that, and I want to know if it's different on Monday. So a lot of you are like 8s, 9s, 10s for like self-doubt and not trusting yourself and having faith in yourself and stuff like that on Monday. So ideally, we're saying a lower number than what we had on Monday. Amazing. Good. 2, Anne. Perfect.
any difference, like bear in mind it's 3 days, like any difference is amazing.
10 now, 6. Oh, I love it.
Amazing.
Now 3. 9 to a 3, Annie. Bloody Nora.
Good.
Nothing has changed. And this is what we've said this to our clients since day 1. And it was because one of our clients originally said this to us, was like, everything's changed and nothing has changed. Like the change is the inner you. The change in perception, the change of how you see yourself and how you see your life is like everything. I choose to be a 2. I love that, Amy. Right, and then the same with confidence. We asked you how confident you were. 10 being JLo on a poll in Hustlers, 0 being, oh, I've got no confidence. So what is your confidence score now, and what's the shift? Because it's bollocks.
Good.
4 to a 7 confidence.
8s and 9s, 7s and 8s, yes.
Look at this.
And 1 point's good, right? It's a point higher or lower than you had before Monday. Okay?
It's movement in 3 days, and technically in 3 hours.
Yeah.
So just imagine when you work with us, what that's like when you're doing this work like every day, ongoing.
Ask Mel, she was parading around London and niggas.
Literally on a, out of the bus at one point on London Bridge, parading around in underwear, with her off maths, like, as you do in our world.
Good.
Because this is the thing, it's like, I'll say this all the time, and it's, your confidence is like a muscle. It's like you wouldn't just go, well, sometimes you do, you lose weight and then you start eating shit again. It's the same thing, right? Like, this is ongoing work. Cheryl and I, when we're doing our morning routines, or like I'm boiling the kettle, I'm listening to something that inspires me, makes me feel good for 5 minutes. Like, I'm constantly putting how I want to feel into my being to get into the state that I want to be in. It is my number 1 job every day, above all else, because when I look after me in that way, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend, I'm a better business partner, I'm a better human. When I just leave it to chance and I don't take care of myself, you're going to get the scraps, and I love you enough to give you the best of me. Yeah? Like, if I didn't come on here and Cheryl didn't, we hadn't taken care of our energy all day, and try to do everything that we possibly can, including what we eat. We don't drink alcohol around these events. Like, we do everything we can to get ourselves in an optimum energetic state, because you will feel our energy, right? You will reflect back what you're feeling. My energy will affect your energy. If I turn up here and I'm tired and I haven't slept and I'm like, I didn't meditate and I'm like, I'm a grumpy arse, doesn't mean shit hasn't happened through the day that I've had to deal with, but I'll deal with it quickly so that I come on here and charge is the same, because you deserve that. Yeah.
Good.
So we've got good numbers.
So yes, good numbers. So tomorrow, remember, it is the VIP masterclass where we're going to be doing less teaching, more interaction. Might have a little surprise that was said the other day.
We've got
going
some
to do
surprises.
Yeah, questions.
We call it the masterclass just because it's a slightly different format, but we are like, there's so many truth bombs in tomorrow, and we recap some of the key messages, and you get to ask questions. So it's really important that you're here live, okay? Oh, shifting your thoughts, you are welcome. Sadly can't do live tomorrow, that's okay, and just make sure you watch it as soon as you can. Neil will get it to you as soon as possible. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. I'm so he's excited to find out what it is. Like, excited, like we always do really good shit, like you should be excited. And it's the book's birthday on Friday, so it's like double celebrations, isn't it? Getting to spend book's birthday eve with you. Right, bring it in.
I was going to say, I've got any skin left on my
Shut
hands.
your face. Bring it into heart center or open to receive, whatever feels good for you. Back nice and straight, but with your head just at a nice straight angle, and just take a beautiful deep breath in, releasing the breath out, and just stay like that. What I know for sure is that nothing happens by accident. I know that these women were brought into our world for change, for transformation. I know that they came to us to find out the beauty and the truth and magnificence of who they are, the power of who they are. I know they came here to stand in their purpose, to claim it, to claim their prosperity, and to be unapologetic about it. And I know that as they spend time in this beautiful space of sisterhood, of connection with these men and these women, it is a brotherhood. It is a unicorn blessing of nothing but love. And this is where miracles happen. And I declare for each and every person on this call, the miracle of the shift of perception. I declare in this moment they see themselves as the miracle that they are, the unique, extraordinary, unbelievably talented, beautiful, and creative, intelligent being that is nothing but divine love. I see in front of me people in human form, spirit in human form, with a will and a desire for more, to have this greater life. And I know it is possible for them, because my faith in the universe as it is now is that nothing is given to them that they cannot experience. My faith in this process is that everything that is given to them will manifest. All they have to do is give permission. And in this moment, right now, where our divine power lies, permission is being held. I know that these women and the men have the confidence that they were born with as babies, and right now it's let loose. It's coming forward, and it is overflowing from them in this moment, as leaders in their family, as leaders in their companies and businesses. Everything that they need, everything they require to fulfill their destiny is here in this moment. All we say is yes. Yes to the greatness, yes to the magnificence, yes to the shifts in perception, yes to all the fucking confidence in the world that is overflowing in this moment, here and now. As together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Get your soul work done. And bring tissues.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Love you all. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.